Good evening, everyone. Can you introduce yourself in the chat box so that we know more about you? Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Can you all introduce yourself in the chat box? Hi, Vijaya. Hi, Negi. Good evening. Can you all introduce yourselves in the chat box so that we know more about you? Good evening, Prabhat.
Very good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Can you all please introduce yourself in the chat box? We can start the masterclass in 1 minute. A very good evening to all of you present here. So this is Soumya from AP Trainings. We at AP Trainings provide one-to-one training for all the IT related technologies, and also we provide training for soft skills. Today we have our masterclass on DevOps. We will also be sharing you the feedback form at the end of the webinar. It is mandatory to fill the feedback form to get your e-certificates. And you can also, as and when you get doubts, you can ask them on the chat box for the trainer and us to address about it. So first, we will also explain you about the agenda that we will be following. And we will also be sharing the feedback link at the end of the masterclass. I want all of you to introduce yourself in the chat box so that we know how diversified our audiences are. I'm going to explain about the agenda for today. Hi Kumar, hi Aishwarya. Yeah. So we can start. Good evening. I welcome you all to today's webinar. And this is the agenda for today. We will have 10 minutes participant introduction and 45 minutes webinar content and 20 minutes queries. And 5 minutes, we will be explaining about our methodology that we exclusively follow in our training center. And 5 minutes will be for the offers that we have for participants who have joined this masterclass. And we also have queries and feedback sessions at the end of the webinar. And we have our trainer Selva today with us. A small introduction about our trainer. He is a tech enthusiastic, having 10 years of experience in IT industry. He has also worked with DevOps for the last 6 years. And he has worked across various tools that is used to implement DevOps. And I would like to hand over to Selva, right? Yeah, Selva, you can take it over.
So very good evening, folks. I'm still waiting for you people to introduce so that I get an understanding of how diversity your split into. That will help me reorganize my content if required. So let's have a 2 to 5 minutes introduction, and then I'll start the webinar. So nobody is ready to introduce. Okay, so nobody is ready to introduce. Fine, then we'll begin the webinar. So if you are not able to see my machine, just tell me. Otherwise, I'll begin the webinar in few seconds. So, okay, guys, I'll begin the webinar. I hope many of you might have come across this term DevOps in your life at least once. So before going into the session, I'll just narrate a small story or a small incident that happened few years back. I believe 3-4 years back, every mobile vendor had a prepaid plan. So you will have to recharge every month. You get your balance. Only for that balance, you'll be able to make calls, right? So there were several incidents where we do recharge for 200 rupees or 300 rupees. We get the amount. Suddenly, some amount get decreases, saying that we activated some of the services, right? It often used to happen in the prepaid prepaid plans 3-4 years back. So what I used to do is it was happening regularly for me. So I used to call the customer care, and just to talk to the customer care executive, I have to wait for at least 10 to 15 minutes on the call. After bypassing all these IVRS numbers, waiting on hold for a few minutes, then I get to reach the customer care executive. After reaching the customer care executive, I get a reply saying that, so this is not in my control. You'll have to talk to the other person, choose a different option in the menu. So this goes on. So this problem goes on. And at the end of the day, what happens is that the user or the customer, which is me or who is me, is the person who is getting affected, right? So what DevOps says is, so DevOps want to address all these problems. Let us not blame each person in the team. Let us not show hands on each person in the team. Let us work together and work commonly for the organization goal. So we'll move into the fundamentals of DevOps. So what is DevOps? So there are multiple definitions for DevOps across the globe. People define it in different ways. But if you ask me, I would say DevOps is a practice or a process where multiple teams work together to achieve the common goal of the organization. The goal can be anything from your build till the deployment of your product. So there are theories saying that DevOps is mostly tooling. It's not so. DevOps is actually the process. So you'll have to make sure that you define a proper process, have a very good culture, and work together to achieve the common goal. Okay, so DevOps has got two of the terms. One is the dev, other one is the ops. Now it has grown deep into testing, security as well. We'll just see what is the first two parts. So dev is nothing but the developers. Ops is nothing but the operations. So as a dev, the responsibility of a developer is to code, keep coding, write new tools, implement new features, address the bugs, everything the developer has to take care. The operations team responsibility is to provide the environment where the developer can work properly and then give the proper support. For example, you write a code. It has to be deployed. It has to be deployed in some of the servers, right? So operations team take care of giving the servers, helping them to deploy the product, and then making sure that the product is up and running. So that's what operations team do. So only when these two teams work together, we have high chance of achieving the better productivity in organization. So that's what DevOps says. So dev and operation should work together. So earlier what happens is that I'll just say again a small story kind of thing. Earlier what happens is that in the organization where DevOps is not followed, dev and ops belong to different teams where developers will have a different manager, operations will have different managers. Whatever operations team says, developer cannot understand. Whatever developer says, an operations guy cannot understand. Which means they have a barrier, they have a wall built in, which again makes the process cumbersome, indirectly affecting the productivity. So for example, say there is a bug in the code, which an operations guy finds out and then reports. What happens is that the operations guy will not know from where the issue has come. So he will raise as a bug to the developer. The developer will again say that this is not introduced by me. This has come in the deployment side. So there is always an argument which goes between these dev and operations. Indirectly, what it does is that it fails the productivity of the organization. So DevOps says that let us work together. So whoever is part of this complete release cycle, let us all work together, sit together, plan, and then release the product. Okay, so why DevOps? So there are 5 factors which says we need DevOps. When we do DevOps, or when we practice DevOps, the companies are able to deliver faster, so they can deliver the product in few cycles. For example, if you take Google or Amazon, they are doing millions of check-ins every single day, and they are doing minute deployments every single day. So that is possible because they are following a proper pipeline. Now, the second is deploy more frequently. So as I said, they are able to push the features or fix the bugs very quickly, and then fail less. So when you do all this process, when you set up all this process, when you do more frequent deployments and deliver faster, you tend to fail less, which means that even if you fail, you can recover fast. So that's the next point. Even if you fail, you can recover very quickly. And then when you follow all these 4 steps, finally you get the high performance. It can either be through your high performance, not for the individual person, but for the complete team. So we have 5 levels in DevOps: values, principle, methods, practices, and tools. So as I said, when you define process, we talk more about the cultural shift, the mindset. So we will go to the values. So values is simply coined as CAMS. The first thing is culture, automation, metrics, and sharing. So by the name, you will be able to understand what factors define the core values of DevOps, right? So culture. So as I said, so culture cannot come through tool. It has to be the change in the mindset. So you'll have to have a mindset that everybody in the team is working for a single goal that has to be benefited for the organization, right? So if one person of the team fails, the entire team fails. That's what DevOps says. So each person should align to the organization goal, work together. Okay, fine. So you should have a mindset that is gonna change this culture and define a whole new process level. So next thing, so as I said, culture, right? So as I said, an example, development team works separately, operation teams work separately. They have a wall between them. Whatever operation guy says, the developer cannot understand, and whatever developer says, the operations team cannot understand. So what happens is that it creates a bridge where you require multiple calls, multiple emails, multiple reminders, and then indirectly you don't do anything. The actual work doesn't move, right? So in order to bridge the gap, DevOps process is implemented. All right. Now automation. So, so automation is again one of the factors that improve the DevOps process. So you cannot see as I say automation, one cannot go directly and automate everything that is there in the pipeline. You have to first identify what is the task that is keep on repeated. For example, there could be a guy whose work could be he goes to the office, opens an Excel sheet. Every day he fills something in the Excel sheet, then sends a mail to the client or someone in the team. Okay. He does this regularly, opening the same Excel sheet, sending the mail to the same people. When, but if and it takes at least 4 to 5 years to do that. Imagine what else he can do if he is able to automate that process. So if he is able to automate that process, he can do that work in 5 minutes, and then rest of the effort he can very well use it for other productive works, right? So DevOps says find the work or task that is being repeated every single day or most frequently. You have to find those tasks, automate it, and then move on to the next level. Now there is another thing called as a lean, which says that you will have to make sure your big problem or the problem is split into small modules. So once you break down your problems, it will be easy for you to address it. And as I said, you will have to do the multiple deployments. So when you break the problem into simple tasks, it will be easy for you to do the multiple deployments. And then metrics and measurement. So you do all this. You automate your build, you automate your deployment, you do a lot of automation in your environment. You bring up new tools. You say the people that we have achieved a lot of things. But how do you showcase this to the people? You need something to measure, right? So DevOps says whatever work you do, make sure that you measure this activity. So only when you measure what is being done, you will understand if the work done really is helpful for the organization. Okay, and then the final value is sharing. So there is a culture in some of the organizations where people learn a lot of things, but they never help other people in the team to grow, right? So you have to come out of the culture, make sure that other person who is struggling in a team is also being helped by you, is also pushed up, and the entire team is able to deliver more faster. So the last point in the core values is sharing. You have to keep sharing your knowledge to increase the knowledge base of complete team. Now there are other three things in DevOps principles. When you come to the DevOps principles: system thinking, feedback loops, continuous experimentation, learning. Okay, what is systems thinking? You have a problem or you have a process implemented in your organization, right? So as a member of the team, I should understand what is the system doing. For example, everybody has got WhatsApp, right? So we, as an end user, we know how to use WhatsApp. But as a developer should understand what WhatsApp gives to the user, right? So when I work for WhatsApp, I should understand what WhatsApp does, what are the microservices present in the WhatsApp, what are the service that is exposed to the user, and how well it is being architectured. So this system thinking is necessary for you to identify the bottlenecks and for one to find ways to automate and for one to see what can be improved. Okay, this is required. Feedback loops. Okay, why feedback loop is required? So as I said, we have to fail less and deliver faster, right? So how do you understand the work done by you is not right? You have to open for feedbacks. For example, you deliver a code to the development team or to the end user, and they say that this is not what we require. We'll have to go again, check, accept the feedback, and then come back with a better solution. So you will have to be very open to the feedbacks. Then comes the continuous experimentation and learning. Okay, what is this continuous experimentation? Okay, when we say DevOps, as I said, it's going to be process related, where you want to make sure that you are delivering very fast. And how could you do such faster delivery unless and until you have an environment where you can experiment things, do a POC, come up with better tools, right? So you will have to make sure that there is an environment where you can experiment all the things that you desire and everything that you feel can improve the productivity, and also make sure that you keep learning each and every day. All right. So this is what all these three. So I'll go back to the methods. So yeah, methods has got some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. So it is just a list of things which I can explain you now. But there are a lot of methods in DevOps. So these are the main 5 things you'll have to keep in mind. The first thing says people over process over tools. Okay. See what happens in project-based companies is that they go buy a tool and they give that to your team and say that so this is the tool we bought newly. Make sure that you're using it properly. Okay. What happens is that someone buys the tool in the organization, gives to a different team, and they do not know what is the purpose of the tool. They do not know how to use it, and they do not know how to integrate that tool into the product, right? So what happens is at the end of the day, the tool is going to stay idle. People are going to be confused with what to do with the tool. But what DevOps says is that do not depend on tools. First, trust the people in the team. Okay, trust your team. So find people who can solve problems for you. Make a team that is trustable. Then define a process which those people have to do, and then bring in the tools, right? So if you don't have trust in the team, if you don't have the upskilling in the team, if you don't define any process, whatever tool you bring is not going to be helpful for the organization. The first thing DevOps says is find right people, define the process, then go about giving them the right tools, or they themselves will create new tools that will solve the problems, and then continuous delivery. So as I said, we will be doing multiple deployments in DevOps. Continuous delivery, nothing but again pushing the code as much as quickly as possible to the end user or to the customer. So lean management, again, as I said, it is breaking your problems into smaller chunks so that you deliver faster. Then we'll go to the change control, right? I'll take you. So, okay. There are some stats that is listed in my slide. So in continuous delivery, these are the important stats where it says that if you do continuous delivery, there are 22% less time and effort consumed. Okay. And you also have 25% faster recovery because you deliver faster, right? So once you deliver faster, you get the feedback again, and then you change the code and you are able to deliver it again. So you can come back from the failure very faster, recover very quickly. Whatever it says. And lean manage, as I told you, work in small batches, do little things, make sure that you are monitoring each of this work progress, have a feedback loop, and visualization. Visualization is nothing but your monitoring, measurement, or the metrics. So change control. Okay. See, when you find places where you need to automate, there are other places where the pipeline or the entire process, there could be a weaker link, right? So the weaker link breaks faster or breaks quickly. For example, you deliver a wonderful product that runs damn fantastically, but at the end of the day, nobody knows how to use it. Okay, so you will have to make sure that you are creating a document that is very well understood by every single person or every single user who can easily download your product. You can easily download your application, use it in his mobile or use it in his desktop very easily. You should be able to use it, right? So make sure that you are able to prepare. You don't give or you don't create any weaker links in the entire pipeline. So when I say pipeline, it comes from the place where a developer writes a code until the place where it gets deployed to the customer. Okay, so make sure that there are no fragile artifacts. Create a repeatable build process. So what does it mean? As a developer, I code every single day. I release features. I fix bugs. So there are a lot of things that is being done every single day, right? So all these things happens continuously. So in order to make everything into a single environment, I do the build and then I go for the deployment. So when I do build, I should make sure that this build is also repeatable. I don't have to this should be automated again. So build should run on its own. It should do the deployment automatically, should manage the dependencies automatically. And then it should have an environment where I can deploy and see what is being done by me. Okay. So this is the change control. Then goes to the infrastructure as code. Okay. Every single system is treated as code. For example, whatever changes you do, make sure that you check in into the SCM. SCM can be anything, your GitLab, GitHub, or your Bitbucket, anything. So you need to make sure that you have a control over your source code. Then make sure all your code changes are reviewed, built properly, and tested. So which this says that whatever work you do, make sure that everything is done in a programmatical way, right? Fine. So, okay, these were some 9-10 DevOps practices are there. I'll just explain few things in a brief way. Okay, the first is incident management systems. Okay, so why is this required? As I told you earlier, when there is a bug in the development, or when there is a bug in the product, someone will raise it for you, right? So there is a bug in the product. Make sure that a fix is coming soon. So we should have an incident management system where someone can raise the bug and it gets addressed properly by the developer or by support team, and then the proper fix is provided. So this tracking is necessary, end-to-end tracking is necessary to ensure that the pipeline is smooth. And developers on call. Okay, this, as I told you about the customer care call, they keep sending you to different teams saying that this is not into my bucket, this is not into my bucket. But DevOps says that when there is an issue, make sure that you also have the developer on the call, so that the developer understands the issue, is able to reproduce the issue, and then give the fix in few seconds or few minutes. So that's what the second point says. And public status pages or transparent communication. Okay, why this is required? As I told you, trust is more important in the team. So when the team grows, for example, you have a development team, you have an operations team, you have a testing team. When the team grows internally, what happens is that they tend to break, or the communication tends to break between each of them, right? So we should make sure that all the work we do is very transparent, and every single work that is documented is being put in a website or in a portal where anybody can see the status and understand that this is what happening within the team. Okay, temper team nothing but combining all the teams together so that everybody is working together. Fifth point, the cloud. So the cloud is the major thing that is now becoming very trendy in every organization, single organization. Every single product they make, they always deploy in the cloud. Okay, so we'll talk about cloud in deep when we go to the actual session. And then next is the and card. So I hope many of you have seen chain in the electric train, right? So when you pull that, the train stops. Similarly, in Toyota, there is a standard where they give chains to every single person who assembles the car. So imagine how important is it to set the pipeline for creating a car. If a single part is missed, the car is not gonna work, right? So each person is given a and card. For example, someone finds there is a problem in the assembly, they can very well pull the and card and stop the entire process. So similarly, in the software system also, we should be able to give the access to every single developer or every single person in the team who is part of the pipeline, so that they have the rights to stop the build, or if they find a bug, they should be able to stop the build so that the bug does not go to the production. So this is what and code is about. And dependent injection is, we'll talk technically when it comes. And blueprint deployment is also technical things. So we'll go to the 9th point, which is chaos monkey. I hope everybody should be using Netflix, right? So Netflix has a habit. What they do is that they bring down the servers automatically. They have some hundreds of servers or thousands of servers, which is what is that, giving you all these videos live or recorded to every single person, right? They have a program called as Chaos Monkey. When it is run, it automatically brings down certain servers, a few of the servers, and Netflix ensures that the load is properly managed and they are able to bring these servers automatically. So why do they do this? Is that they wanted to test the stability of of their system process lively. So this is an interesting thing. So this is also required for you to understand how stable is your process, product, and the deployment. Okay, so now coming to the tool section. So many of you would have been given inputs about a lot of tools: Git, Jenkins, Kubernetes, Docker, Azure DevOps. It can be your open cloud. So a lot of things are there. A lot of tools are there in DevOps. So there is no certain process which says that you'll have to use only these tools to bring up your pipeline. You can use any tools. Many go for open source tools, some go for enterprise tools. So there is no restriction of using tools to set up your pipeline. You're open to do that. And we'll see what are the tools that is there in each of the session. So before that, what should your tool satisfy? It should be programmable, which means that you should be able to control this through command line. It should be CLI driven, which means that you should have the API infrastructure built in, so that you can get every result through APIs. Right? then verifiable. So if you write a system or write a tool, the tool should be able to verify its functionality on its own. For example, I say I'm writing a calculator function saying 2 plus 2 equal to 4. The tool should verify that 2 plus 2 is always 4. Okay, so that should be inbuilt within the tool. Then well begin means that every single time it does a calculation, it should give you the proper result. So that is the criteria you should have for tools. It should not misbehave. That's what it says. So in the entire CI/CD, so I'll just say what is CI and CD. CI is nothing but your continuous integration. CD is nothing but continuous delivery or deployment. Okay. So in the entire pipeline, from where developer writes a piece of code, delivers into the SCM, and then it goes to deployment, we have all these stages. So first the version control, CI systems, build, test, artifactory, deployment, and monitoring. I'll take you to what are the tools that is there in each of these topics. Maybe some of you might have already known all these tools. We'll just go through. Version control, GitLab can be used, GitHub can be used, Bitbucket can be used. So all these version controls are nothing but stores the piece of code, stores the entire application, every single piece of code. It manages the history. It tells you who delivered what, who checked in what, who fixed what, and what are the features introduced by whom. So there are a lot of things you can do in SCM. Then comes your CS system, which will actually take the source code from the SCM, does the build, and then it also do the deployment. So what are the CS systems used? Jenkins is the actual master. Jenkins is widely used. Then there is an enterprise Jenkins given by CloudBees. We also have other things like Travis, CI, Circle CI, and Bamboo. Build. So when we say build, what happens is that the actual file gets compiled into a binary, then it is given to the customer. So we have these three tools. It depends on the language which you use. Make can be used for C++ programs. Maven and Git are used for Java specific programs. And there can be languages which does not require compilation, and they can directly be deployed, right? And there are test suites which helps in testing the application that you define. There are UI level testings, automation suites that run in the background. They give you beautiful results. So the next part is to test your product which was built in the previous stage. And then artifact management. So artifacts are nothing but the end product. It can be your WAR file, jar file, exes, which the consumer or the customer will use. That has to be managed in a proper way. It can even be your Docker images. So all these things should be managed in proper way, for which we use the artifactory. And then the deployment. So once all these things are done, we'll have to deploy that to the customer. So to deploy, these are the major tools that is used in the current DevOps: Urban Code, and Deploynator. Okay, for monitoring, we have a lot of tools, but the major widely used tool is Grafana and Prometheus. So other things are very common, uncommonly used, but they are good too. Okay. Okay. We have seen a lot of things about DevOps. I never showed you what is what. I'll just show you some of the things that I have in the system. Maybe you'll get a view of what I taught you. I'll just share that. I'll share my entire screen better. Okay. If any of you are not able to see my screen, just leave a message. Okay, fine. So I was talking about Jenkins, right? So this is a Jenkins which I have in my machine. So Jenkins will get the source code from the SCM, do the build. So it has got a big pipeline. It has got a big pipeline. So I'll just show you one of the stages. I'll just log in into my Jenkins. Okay. So I'll go to the job. Show you the UI. Okay. So this is first stage, second stage, and third stage. So each stage, which means first stage can be your source download, second stage can be your build, third stage can be your testing. Okay. Similarly, you have other things as well, like okay, go to this. So these are the stages, first stage, second stage I'm saying. And then there's something called as parallel stage, which means that there could be a few things you wanted to run in parallel. So we can define a parallel stage as well. So Jenkins does everything. Jenkins has got all the features, all the plugins that can be very well used for the complete CI/CD pipeline. So this is what I call it as CI/CD pipeline. You have stages defined, you have process defined, which always runs in the same way, unless and until you introduce a bug. So you introduce a bug or you introduce a problem, the build breaks, and you see everything red. Okay. So first stage, second stage, these are sequential stages. The parallel stages, as the name says, it runs in parallel. So this is the Jenkins, which I have a local machine, which we'll be going which we'll learn deep when we take the course. And then I'll just show you a dashboard. Okay, I told you, right, Grafana. So this is Grafana dashboard. This is a demo environment, which anybody can see. Just go home and show you something. Okay. So how many requests are processed in the server? What is this memory that your server is having? So why all these metrics are required is that, see, once when you understand more about your server and your application behavior on that server, you'll be able to fine tune the application and make sure that it runs better in any environment. For that, so once you deploy the application, you can see the load climbing up. It can eat a lot of memories, right? So all these things you can visualize and take a call on how to address them in the application. So Grafana gives you beautiful dashboards. We'll see one of the Grafana dashboards. Yeah. So it says memory CPU, right? So across time at 540, what is the load on the machine? It says, and how many people are logging into your machine. So every single thing that is happening in your machine has to be recorded so that you get a clear picture on what is happening in the environment. So that is what I told about the system thinking as well. You should know what is happening in environment. That will make you better understanding about the application that you write. So this is the dashboard thing. And I'll take you to another thing. Just a minute. So, this. Okay. So this is the Git. I was talking about maintaining your source code, right? The SCM. SCM. Sorry, I did not tell you what is SCM. SCM is source code management, where we manage all the source codes as part of history, bug fixes, and you can also define a build pipeline in SCM itself. Okay, so this is one of my SCMs where I maintain all the Jenkins Groovy scripts which I create, and this, if I show you the history, you can see. So this is the history which says what did I do on October 10, what did I do on October 11. So what happened? I get to commit each of my changes with a comment, so I can understand what change has been done to the file. I can also see the difference. If you want, I can also see the difference. So let's click this. It says it's a difference. I have removed these 3 lines and I added this 3 lines. It could be right. So SCM is important for people to understand how well your code grows, what changes are made in the product. So all these things you can understand very easily. So if you go to this, they also GitHub provides a lot of things, say insights. Your security feature is there. You can also collaborate with multiple people so that anybody can fix bugs in your code, and you can review that code, make sure that it is also getting meshed into your code base. And then I'll show you another repository. This is an open source repository where they have defined the Jenkins kind of pipeline in the GitHub itself. So if you see, this is the initial part, which initiates the build. Then it says one job completed. So when I click, it also says the output. So it is possible to define Jenkins like environment or the pipeline within GitHub or GitLab. We have multiple vendors. Git is the actual SCM, but GitLab and GitHub provides you features wherein you can actually have a lot of things. For example, if I go to one of my repository, okay, I click actions. So GitHub tells me what can I do with my current repository. I can deploy to my Azure web app. I can deploy to Amazon ECS, OpenShift. So it gives me a lot of options, right? I can publish this package to Gradle. So every single thing is managed easily through all these SCMs. And now, so we were talking a lot of things about the process, DevOps tools, right? So how the market sees DevOps? As I told you, DevOps is very, very important in terms of making sure that the organization's goal is understood by the entire team so that people work together, deliver faster. So every single organization is moving to DevOps. For statistics, I'll just share another thing. I hope everybody must have used Uber, right? So when Uber migrated to the DevOps model, they completely rebuilt their application into Golang. So they did a lot of things. They built every single feature or every single service as a microservice. They were able to do multiple deployments, and it was very seamless. And they were able to fetch a lot of customers. So once your application is seamless, you get to have a lot of customers, right? So DevOps is able to do that. So every single organization is able to get DevOps people. And in terms of market in other organizations, today there are people with 3-4 years of experience in DevOps who are getting paid very well. And apart from payment, they also have abundant knowledge about the environment, about the latest technologies. So when the technology grows, we'll also grow together. So that is why I said learning is more important. As and when you learn, you also make sure that you share it across the team. So DevOps also helps you learn on the flow. You don't have to learn, separately for DevOps. When you enter into the actual project, you should know the basic tools, which is your Git, Jenkins, all these things. Once you enter a team, there could be other tools, right? As I said, DevOps has got huge set of tools. There are 1,000 of tools in the DevOps. So once you learn the basics of DevOps, you'll be able to easily understand what will fit into the pipeline. You can very well bring in any open source tool, fit in the pipeline, and you'll also get the knowledge of how to use that tool, right? So you have on-the-job learning, on-the-job upskilling. You don't have to separately upskill if you want to learn other tools, right? So this gives you more freedom, generally speaking, about the growth of a self and the growth of the organization. Okay. So that's it from my side. So this is about the basics of DevOps, how the world sees what DevOps is, and there could be more. I just covered a few things from the experience and from my learnings across these 6 years. So all right, I'll stop here. If you have any doubts, you can very well ask me. I'll address each of the doubts.
Hi everyone, if you have any doubts, you can put them on the chat box. The trainer will be there to address it. Any doubt from anyone? Any questions that you have regarding career opportunities or something?
Again, everybody is quiet. Okay, I'll add one more thing to this topic. The interesting thing is that as a DevOps guy, you get to define what should happen in the environment. You hold the upper hand. In most cases, a DevOps engineer become the architect, where you will define the process, you will define the pipeline, you will make sure that every single thing that is happening in the product goes seamlessly. So it is not that you just go there, write something, implement a tool, and go away. You'll be part of every single thing that is happening in the product until it is from the start till the release. So you will learn a lot of things when you just go into a DevOps role. The entire product thing can be understood. Guys, please open any doubts, any queries, or if you feel that you want me to show any other tool, I can show you. All right. Okay, there's no doubts. Okay.
We can run the polls now. Can you all please answer the polls?
Okay, shall I launch the poll, Soumya?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, guys, just go ahead. Start with the polls. Okay, great. Okay, great. So, what is DevOps? As I said, DevOps is about the. Okay, still people are answering. I'll just wait. Okay, so DevOps is about process and practice. As I told you, there can be millions of tools, but they don't define DevOps unless and until the process is well established and people are ready to accept and the process and have a very good practice, right? Okay, we'll move on to the next poll. Okay, Soumya, is the okay? Should I end the poll or the next question will come automatically?
No, end the poll.
Okay. Okay. How about the next question is added? Also to right. Fine. The next poll is launched. Just think through what I spoke all during all this session and then answer it. So this could be a very straightforward answer for so many of you. I hope the poll is also visible for everyone, right? My screen is visible. So I'm not launching the actual results if you are able to see my machine. Okay, great. We have got 15 voters, 16 and 17. More is there. Okay, so most of you got it right. So DevOps helps you achieve everything that is listed in the chat. So you can deliver faster, fail less, and then recover faster. Okay, the answer is all of the above. So I'll just go back and start the next polling. Okay, launch. So in DevOps, O stands first. Okay, I think this question is a bit of confusing with the options that I've given. We'll see once the voting is completed. Okay. Okay. So there is a bit of confusion, I believe, because of the options that is there in the question. Okay. DevOps means process or practice, but in DevOps, who stands first is the people. Okay. You will have to find the right people whom you can trust and then you define the process, then you bring on the tools. So here, as per this question, in DevOps, who stands first? It's always the people of the team. So they stand first, and they have to adapt to the process, then carry it with the organization goal. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question. There's two more left. We'll move to the next question. Moving on to the So this isn't related to DevOps. This is a question for everybody. What kind of working model do you prefer? You want to be a team player? You want to be an individual contributor? You want to do both? Yes, you can very well answer that. This doesn't have a right or wrong answer. It's just going to be a perspective of every individual. That could be someone who can code really well, or who can do things on his own. It doesn't require a team, so they can very well choose individual contributor. And there could be people who say that if I work as a team, I can do better. Yes, they are very good team players, and they can take forward the team together. And there are people who can do both roles at a time, so you can choose both. That's good. So many of you want to be a team worker, and 50% almost want to be a team worker, 50% almost want to work on both. Good. So we'll move on to the final poll. This is going to be interesting. Yeah. Okay. So the important concepts in DevOps is that we wanted to automate everything. We wanted to automate all the manual works. So do you people think that automation will eliminate humans at work? So this is again a debate which is going on in the all through the globe, where people fear losing the job once they do automation. So let me see how many of you think yes and how many of you think no. Okay, so let me share my perspective. This, technically speaking, automation will not make you lose jobs. They actually help you grow. There are two kind of environments in the IT organization, where one set of people will love to work in a stagnant environment where they want to do repeated activities, and there could be a set of people who wanted to throw away those stagnant works, make it automate that, let it run without anyone, and then they move on to the higher level. So this is a generation where we keep increasing the technology or improvising each technology, inventing a lot of things, right? So when we go for such a thing, we will have to make sure that all these chunks or all these junks which is occupying a lot of effort should be automated. So it's kind of a perspective that can vary from each person to person. If you ask me, I would say automation is not gonna make you people lose jobs. It's gonna help you people grow better. Fine. So these are the 5 questions. I think the poll is over. So Mia, you can continue.
Yeah, Selva, we have a question from Ganesh. What is the role of DevOps in software projects? Can you address it?
Sure. Okay. See, all this time, whatever I explained, every single thing, DevOps is again a process, right? So, for example, you are a developer, you love coding, you do a wonderful application in Java, and then you write a very good piece of code, but you do not know how to deploy that, or you do not have an environment to deploy that. So, what happens is that even if you write a wonderful code, you don't have an environment where you can deploy and test, right? So you go begin another team, asking them for servers where you can do the deployment, raising multiple requests. So this will spoil your entire work, correct? So what DevOps says is that why do you have to have a separate team for deployment? Put them all together. So they will work together as friends. For example, Ganesh will code, and Ganesh's friend Selva will be there to deploy. So whatever Ganesh gives me, I'll deploy and give it to Ganesh. So Ganesh can easily test what he has done, right? So we are just the role of a software engineer is to make sure that the application or the product you write or you define, the company defines, it is deployed seamlessly end to end. From the place where you write the code till the place it is getting deployed, it should not have any blockages or blockchains. So this is the role of each person in the team, not just the software developer. It can even be a tester. He can even be a operations guy, or it can even be the infrastructure guy. So everybody has a role to play in DevOps, because DevOps is just a process. So everybody has got a role to play, and each person has to play their role perfectly. Did I answer your question, Ganesh? If not, you can tell me. All right. Soumya, we have any other questions or?
Do we have any other questions? Can you please put it in the chat box?
I was expecting a lot more from you guys. The more you ask why or the more you ask questions, you will get a better understanding. Do not worry that the question is simple. You can ask any questions because that is going to help you improve. Again, this is the DevOps practice. This is again a culture. So you ask why, you get the right answers. So start asking. Right. Guys, unless and until you ask why, you won't get the right answers. So make sure that whatever doubts you have, you get it clarified. Do not worry, DevOps is not going to be a theoretical what is that program. As I said, you whatever I told you now is just the only theoretical part in DevOps. The rest all you will understand when you start implementing each tool in the pipeline. So there will be multiple tools coming up. So the idea is to grow the culture within you, and then you find the right tool and the right solution for your product. No questions again. Okay. Soumya, you can continue if there are no questions. Okay, there are some questions, I believe.
Yeah.
Can you give?
Yeah, okay, Selva. So we will be telling about the methodology that we will be following in our training center. Okay. So let me share about the guide that we.
Hello.
Selva, I'll take it over.
Yeah. Okay, Soumya. Yeah, please.
For this webinar. Can you hear me? Sorry. Hi, can you hear me? Okay, we will also be providing you class notes with pictures, diagrammatic flow, and whole training in a single notebook. So we will also be providing you fingertip materials. We will be providing video recordings for the classes. We will also be providing class notes, and we will also be providing you the softwares that are needed for DevOps from our side. So what are the additional bonuses that you would get if you join our training is we will have free interview session conducted for you, and it will be a mock interview session as well, and we will also help you in preparing the resume. So we have people who are already working in that technology, so they know what exactly has to be in the resume. So we will also be helping you with that resume preparation and lifelong community support. So we will be, once you enroll with us as a student, you can contact us anytime, any year also, regarding your career, or you want any other guidance or any other technology trainings or certifications, you can come to us. We will be more than happy to help you. We will also be providing professional certification guidance, not just one certificate. So if you want to upgrade yourself in more technologies, we will also provide you that. We will also provide job links. So as and when we get an opening on jobs, we will also provide you job links for the same. And this is one thing which we give, LinkedIn recommendations. Once you take training from us, we will be giving you a very good LinkedIn recommendations from all the community experts who are there in our community, so that you get recognized by people and recruiters. So this is one thing. I would like to show feedback. So these are the feedback forms that we have. Um, this is one feedback from our US student. So she felt like 100% worth for the money that she paid. And one good news is she also got placed after training, after taking training from us. She is in a housewife, and she took training and she got placed in US recently, just a month back. And working professional, so he wanted to learn SQL database, and he also got placed after getting training from us. And this is someone who is from a totally non-IT background and wanted to switch to automation technology, and he got trained by one of our experts and got placed. So we have many other feedbacks from other people. Due to time constraint, I'm just stopping with these three. We can also provide you more, and I'll just play a feedback video from our student to just recently.
Hi all, I'm Sivagami from US. I'm a student. I have learned Blue Prism course from AP trainings to restart my career. They trained us very well and the trainer is excellent. After the course completion, I felt like 100% worth for that money I paid. I recommend you to choose AP trainings for your better future. Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, this was one of our students' feedback. We also have many feedbacks. We will share you if you want it in personal. And this is what we will be sharing now. For people who have joined today's webinar, we have a special offer for just all the people who have joined this webinar. They'll be having this offer for today. So can you, okay, so this is the training model that we follow in AP trainings. So full course will be either through Zoom or Skype, and it will be for 35 to 40 hours and cover 30 classes, which is 75 minutes a day. And flash course will be through Skype and Zoom again. It will be for 10 hours, and it will be a 2 days workshop. So these classes can be taken at your convenient time, and if the trainer is also available at the time, you can have your classes. And it's just not that 40 hours and 10 hours, depending on your learning ability, till you get all the concepts right, we can extend the classes a bit. So this is the model that we follow. So can you all type the market price that is there in DevOps for today? I mean, all the platforms that are available, can you all type it in the chat box? Can you all type the market price that you have heard on the chat box? Okay. Yes, it's 25, 30, 18. For full course or flash course, how much would you see? Someone is typing 45, 45. Okay, someone is saying 30 to 45. Okay. So I can see mostly it's 45 ranges. So these are the things that are being given in the market. Okay. So if you take a normal course, which just covers the basics alone, it would span from 17 to 25 and 10 to 15. So this is, I'm saying, without any training, just the overview. What we would be. So AP training price. So can you all guess what price we would be giving this training for in the chat box? Okay, someone is saying 15 to 20. Okay. 7 to 10. Someone is saying 20. Someone is saying 5 to 10. Okay. Okay. So it's mostly like 20, 18 to 20 is what I can see. Someone is saying 5 to 10. Okay. So this is not the price we are going to give it for. So we have a special offer for people who have joined today's webinar. This is going to be a crazy offer that will be for 1 week. And we will be giving the full course at 18K. And the flash course at 4,000. So this will be for 1 week. If you are planning to join our course within 1 week, this will be the cost. Full course will be for 18K and flash course will be for 4,000 only. So we will be giving you personal guidance. It will be one-on-one training, as you all know. So if you are planning to join our team and our community of people who are already there in the corporate and are getting upgraded in their careers, with others' guidance and support, it will be 18K for full course, and flash course will be for 4,000 only. But you have another offer that we have for you. Since you guys have already taken the first step to know about what DevOps is, it's like a booming technology, as the trainer said. It is going to have one person do all the processes, from testing, development, and correcting codes. So everything is going to be with one single person, right? So that's why they pay a huge amount in the industry. For example, according to Glassdoor, it is like $138,000 to $183,000 that are being paid in the market right now, from the report 2018 of Glassdoor, if you can go and check it out. And we also have many startups who are using DevOps, and now MNCs are also moving towards it because they feel it is being a great technology, and it is like decreasing the workforce and improving the productivity, and also the code is like very of a good quality, because the developer gets to test it and he knows what exactly he is developing. So we have this offer which is 15K for full course, and flash course will be for 2,000 only. So this is like next 60 minutes. So from the time the webinar stops, after 1 hour, within 1 hour, you can block your seats for the full course for 15K and flash course for 2,000 only. So if you want to block your seat for the full course, you can pay 1K as a token fee in the next 1 hour, and pay the remaining late within a week. And flash course will be for 2,000 only. So full course will be 40 plus hours, and flash course will be for 10 plus hours. And we will also be providing you notes. We will also be providing you recordings. We will also be providing you softwares, and trainer will be there to guide you 24/7. So once you come into a community, you can go and ask people who have already joined our courses whenever they have any other guidance or any other questions, or if you want to appear for an interview and want to have some tips from the trainer, you can contact us anytime. So that is there. And also we also provide help in certifications. So people who have come into our courses have already cleared 2-3 certifications in a span of 2 to 3 months. We also provide them with those trainings where they have 90 plus scores in all the certifications that are there. So last 60-minute offer would be full course for 15K and flash course for 2,000. So this is the right time to get into DevOps, because it is just like booming. So once you know about more about the technology, once you get trainings, and after training you can showcase that experience to your recruiters and say, okay, I've gone through these trainings, I exactly know what DevOps is. I can be a very good potential employee for your company and grow with your company. So it's just it's that you are a good developer, you know what the operations are there in the organization. You can also work closely with the team, and that is why they prefer having smaller teams with knowledgeable people in DevOps. So that is why the DevOps technology is people in DevOps are getting paid very good packages. Currently, you can go and check them as well on the internet. So if you go and try to read about it in the YouTube, or you want to go and search for DevOps, it becomes little difficult because you don't know what exactly the industry wants. So the trainer is 10 plus experience in this IT industry on the whole, and 6 plus in DevOps. So he knows what exactly one would need to get into the industry. And after getting into the industry also, if you want any other guidances, we would be happy to help you. So you can reach us on WhatsApp anytime, any year, anytime, and get maximum help from our community. So we are trying to build a community of people who want to grow fast and who want to catch up with the trends and technology, and get their packages higher, so that we have a very good community where we techies are there and they are getting very good offers. So this will be for your next 60 minutes. Full course will be for 15K and flash course will be for 2000 only. So to block your full course, you can give a token amount of 1K within the next 60 minutes, and then you can pay the rest later. So this is your final offer. Full course for 15K and flash course for 2000. So the amount, the investment, this is not something that you pay. This is an investment that you would be doing to get better returns in the future. And you can see how your once you enroll with us, we assure you you would have come with some expectations. This is an evolving technology, so even if you have no knowledge on it, we will assure you learn more of this technology, and you keep learning with us. So as and when there's something change in this DevOps, we will be sharing with you. You can get upgraded from us. So this is the final call. Full course will be for 15K and flash course will be for 2000 only. I request you all to make maximum use of this opportunity, because it's going to be one-to-one training, and even if you're not getting what is being taught, we can extend it and we can tell you this is what the concept is and explain you clearly with notes, recordings, and demo classes for the same, so that you know what you are actually learning. So when you go out in the industry, we will tell you these are the things they will expect, these are the things you should know, and we will train you accordingly. So I'm again repeating, your full course will be for 15K and flash course will be for 2000 only. And so this is the special bonus that I was talking about. You get a free interview session from our managers who are recruiting, from our trainer who is already there in the field. He is also in a very good position, so he knows what they would be expecting from you. So we will prepare you for the interview session. We will also keep a mock interview. We will also help you with resume preparation. So how your resume should look if you are appearing for a DevOps role. And we also give professional certification guidance. So whatever certifications that are related to DevOps in the future, if you want to clear it, you can come to us and tell us, okay, I'm planning to do this, I need some guidance. We will be there to give you all necessary materials and how to clear certifications and tips. And people have cleared many certifications which they wanted to clear, and lifelong support from our community. So not just this, if you want to have any other questions or any other guidance and tips from other people in the community, you can just ping us on WhatsApp or any other social media of ours, and we will provide you with the best guidance, and we will connect you with one of our experts who will be there to explain your address your queries. So your special advantages is clear your queries anytime with the trainer. So you have full access to the trainer, or we will create a group where you can interact and you can ask your doubts and queries. You can also have your classes at your convenient time. So this is something which is like very important. When you're learning, you should learn with full focus, and that is what we believe. So if you want to learn something at this particular time, and if the trainer is also made available at that time, you can be sure that you will be learning more than going in a hurry. Like if you have interview tomorrow and you're trying to prepare, so even if you put that 1 hour with the correct person who knows what exactly has to be prepared, then it makes sense, right? So we give this particular thing so much importance, because that is needed. We know how difficult it is to, like, if you're working or if you're a student and you want to earn bigger packages when you go out for your placements. If you know some technology and you tell the recruiter, okay, I've taken this training from them, I know what this technology is, and I can really do well in this technology, then that your packages will get increased. And also from the professional front, you can, if you're working and you want to have it early morning or later in the evening, we can have the training arranged for you accordingly. So this is one thing that is there, which you cannot see in other platforms, and we give very much importance to that. And recorded videos, so we will also be providing live session and the recordings of those sessions for your future reference. Anytime you can go through it. And we will also be providing you job links as and when we get openings. We have a community where we will be sharing all the job links that are there. So that is one thing. So this is which is important, salary prediction. So if you are a fresher, you can see how the salary is ranging. It starts from 5 for DevOps, and if you go like if you gain experiences, you can go up to 20 in a span of lesser years. And if you finish certifications from us, you also can tell them, okay, I've finished all these certifications, and you can try to get more salaries from it. And interviews also, you can be sure to apply for interviews from bigger companies, bigger startups, and come to us for getting tips and guidance, how do I have to answer all these questions. We will be there to help you with that. So we also help in certifications. So this is for full course students. We help in certifications. So we will be giving you insights on all the certifications. So if you are someday interested in doing AWS certified DevOps professional exam, you come to us and say, okay, I want to do this, we will help you with that. If you want to become a cloud DevOps engineer, you can do certifications in that. So we will also be guiding you on all these certifications if you are interested, or you can also come and ask us what needs to be done. We will be there to give you insights. So one small step can change your life. I think you guys have already taken that one step to know about this technology, and our trainer is very experienced and he knows what is there in the industry. So I tell you that this is one good opportunity where you may take this as an investment, and what you are going to invest in today is going to help you rest of the year. and in your future also. And we have shared the payment details on chat. You can also pay and send us the screenshot to get you enrolled in our courses. And we will be sharing the feedback form. You can fill the feedback form, and e-certificates will be given to you within a week on your email. So I'm sharing the feedback form. So I ask everyone to know the feedback form link, because we won't be sharing it anywhere. So this is the feedback form. Once you fill the feedback form, you will get your e-certificates within a week's time. So any other questions or any other question to address it? And I say use this opportunity to the optimum level, because this opportunity of learning it from a trainer as one-to-one training is not available anywhere else. So it's going to be a special guidance for you, and even after finishing the course, we will all be there to support you. You can reach us out on our social media or WhatsApp number that you have. You can reach out to the admins, and you can ask your queries. And if you are having any questions, you can post to us. We will be happy to help you anytime. If you become a student, that is one investment that you would be doing, I would say, because all our students have done really great in terms of salary packages, and they have found their jobs as well. You can just take this opportunity and see the differences yourself. So I'm just repeating it again. Next 60 minutes offer, it would be like 15K for full course, and 2000 for flash course. And 15K, you can pay a token of 1K in the next 16 minutes and lock your seats. And flash course, or you can pay and send us the screenshot on a WhatsApp. So you can ping any of the admins in the WhatsApp after paying, so that we will add you to the official group. And once added to the official group, depending on your availability and when do you want to start the class, if you let us know, we will go with the procedures forward. Okay, Komal, you can do it, fill it within today after getting your network. So it's no issues. Once you fill the form, we will be generating the certificate. So that is one thing. And any other questions regarding the classes, or any other questions for the course, please let us know in the chat box. It will be 15K for the full course, and it will be 2K for the flash course for next 60 minutes. Any other questions? Any other questions? So I would request you all to use this opportunity to join our community. We are an evolving community. We already have so many people who are there in IT field and corporates, who are in startups, and very knowledgeable people are there in the community, and people are also upgrading themselves as and when they get to hear some trends that are happening in the technologies. So I would also want you to, if you are someone who is looking for a faster growth in your career and want to like really stand apart from the crowd, then if you are not able to reach the right people, or if you're not able to know what is right for me to reach that goal, then I would say please enroll for our courses. This is one assurance that we can give. We would not disappoint you on that particular thing, where you will be having your training on at your preferred timings, and also you will have guidance from us 24/7 once you enroll for our courses. And even after the course, you will have help from our community. You can reach out to us anytime, any day. And also I would ask all of you to follow our social media. If you are interested in other technologies, or you have any other queries, you can contact us. And DevOps being technology which is booming now, this is the right time to get into that technology, get trained for that technology, and start applying and getting into bigger companies. And right now, work being very remote work, work from home, I think if you have something to show them, okay, I've done this in this particular technology, like I've done this small project from this technology, it will be a plus for you. And we will also be helping you in certification, so you can go with the certifications and you can showcase what you've learned from us in the training engine, apply for your jobs. We will also give you tips on how you can prepare your resume, so that it's easier for you to tell them and explain them about what you've learned from our trainings. So many people have changed jobs, many people have found jobs, many people who have been housewives have found jobs. So this is something amazing from our community. So if you are really interested and if you want to take your career forward, please enroll today. And this is the final call. It's 15K for the full course and 2,000 for the flash course. This is for next 60 minutes. Any other questions? Okay, so if there are no questions, we can close it for the day. And you can reach us out on WhatsApp for any questions or any queries. And once you've made the payment, please send the screenshot to us so that we can create the group and we can start training for you as and when you, as soon as possible, or when you actually want to start your training. So you can enroll and make the best use and be a part of our community. We assure that you will have a constant learning when you are there in the community. If you really want to do great in terms of certifications, in terms of upgrading, and in terms of getting a very good package in the industry, we will definitely be there to help you. We will definitely give you insights on how to showcase your training experiences to the recruiter and get more better packages. And if you're a student who is applying for placements, who is waiting for placements, we will also help you in how to get a very good package as a fresher, so you have a very good salary scale in the future. So any other questions, or we can close the session for today. And I request all of you to give some thought to this, because this is something where you make an investment and you get guidance where you cannot get it anywhere else, any other platform. It's going to be video and notes. You cannot reach out to the trainer. Here you can reach out to the trainer and also other people who are there in the industry. So this type of engagement and this type of learning is what we are looking at. And if you are also inclined to that particular path, please do join us, and we can grow together. Any other questions, or we can close the session? Okay, thank you so much. Please send us the screenshot once you join the courses. Thank you.